In this video guide, we're going to see how we can do texture bake in Blender with a really simple example, the simplest I can think of. So the first thing I'm going to do is just bring in an object that is already prepared for us so that we can paint on top of that and we can do an example of what is texture baking. So I think that you can simply paint on a simple material if you want, but I'm going to show you something just a little bit more interesting with the use of ready-made material. Now, if we go in Polyhaven, this is the quickest way and simplest way I can think of. So if we go into Polyhaven models, here we have the models that already have materials and texture. Now you can also get just the materials with a sphere, but I'm gonna get this cut, and we can see here how many polygons it has. These are important for Vertex paint, and it has also the mapping. So mapping, it's important for texture paint. Now we already talked about Vertex paint and texture paint in other videos, in other video guides. We talk about unwrapping, we talk about packaging, mapping, and all these topics. You can find them in the channel, just search for them in the search bar. So we can see here we have a lot of textures, but we're gonna work only with the color or diffuse texture in this case. We're gonna get 1K resolution images. We're gonna use Blender format, and we're gonna just download it. This is open source, CC0, those are the authors. You can donate to Polyhaven and so on. So I click on download, I save it in my Polyhaven folder, and that's it. So when it's finished, I'm just gonna extract it. So when I'm gonna extract it, I'm gonna find the 3D model and the textures. So everything that I need in order to have something to paint on in terms of geometry and in terms of material, a base material. So we're gonna use a base material, we're gonna build on top of that with our painting. So this is the object right here, and this is the geometry visualization. Let's switch to the material preview, and we can see that all the textures are there. Now we can go in shading tab, and we can see here all the textures already applied and connected. Now, if you're finding this too complex, too difficult, you may want to have a look to the Blender video course or other like less advanced video guides. So I'm going to go to texture paint here. And since I already have a mapping, a UV mapping, which is an unwrap map, and I already have textures I can paint on, I can already go in here, select a texture that I want to work with, and just paint on that texture. Now remember that you can work not only with the base color, but you can work with the roughness color, with the metallic color, with the normal map, and so on. But right now, I'm going to do, again, the simplest and quickest thing, which is working with the color. So you can see here, I'm adjusting the radius, and I'm just painting on this model. But I'm painting on the texture. You can see it on the left side that I'm painting on the texture. On the right side, I can paint on the 3D. You can also decrease the strength if you want, like to simulate dirt or like some sort of shadows around ambient occlusion effects and like mossy effect, or whatever you want. If you take your time, and you can check also our video course in 3D character sculpting and painting, you will find a lot of information on how you can paint and sculpt realistically a model like this or similar. And just gonna exaggerate a little bit with the color here so we can see actually that we are painting, we are adding color, we are adding paint on the original model, on the original material. So take your time, have fun, and paint a little bit here. And everything you're gonna do is gonna be visible also on the left side. The texture will be visible. So right now we're working on this texture, but to actually bake what we're doing, because this is like staying here in Blender, if I change, you can see in the rendering, I cannot see that painted thing because it's actually like a preview. So you need to save the images. Once you save them, you are overriding the original image. So if I now render again, you can definitely see the yellow paint on top of the base material that we got from Polyhaven. So now it's kind of baking. When you save an operation like this that we are doing with texture paint, is like baking. But we will also see some actual baking using another type of painting, which is called the vertex paint. Now you can use Vertex Paint here in the sculpting mode. You can select Vertex Paint, or you can just here, if you expand a little bit this toolbar, you can see that we have some painting tools among the other sculpting brushes, and among the other tools we have paint. So painting now, it means that we are painting with Vertex Paint, not the texture paint that we just did on the texture, but we are painting on the 3D object, and in the specific we are painting on the vertices, on the polygons. So when I paint here, again, I'm not using a texture, it's just, a simulation. We will need at some point, if we want to bake this in somewhere, if we want to like export it and so on. So I'm painting around, we still have the radius, the strength, and you can see that if I switch to the preview mode of the material, it's really another thing. So this is something that we can prepare here in sculpting mode, but then we will need to bake the texture. So again, this is called Vertex Paint. It's a little bit different from texture paint because we are painting on the polygons of the vertices. If we want to have more resolution here, you need to increase the number of polygons instead of like increasing the resolution of the texture. So let's go to shading mode and see what happens here. So we have all the texture linked to the main node. And now we just overridden this one here, which is the base color, by painting and then saving the new texture. And now we're gonna substitute this with the painting that we just done in the sculpting mode, in the painting mode. So we're gonna use Vertex Paint now. Now you can see that I cannot see the color anymore. I only can see the normal effect, the 3D superficial effect, the roughness and the metallic effects and everything except the base color. Now for the base color, we want to go and add an extra node. So we need to go to add and search for the color attribute. So you can just look for color and you're gonna find it. Then you can click it, you can drag it and drop it, and you can now connect it to replace the previous base layer or base texture or base color. Now you also need to go here in this slot and select color, and that's gonna get the color attribute from the vertex paint that we just done. And there it is. So that's the yellow paint. Now this is not a texture. Again, this is just an effect. It can only be visible until you are in Blender. So if you want to export this, you can export the 3D object, no problem. But to export the texture, you need to have a texture. So how we can get a texture from this, like say, fake effect? We need to bake it. We need to bake everything we see here in this moment. So this is a process that passes through the render engine. So if we go in the render engine here into cycles, we need to make sure that we are in cycles, and we need to go here in the render properties. You can see there we are in cycles, so make sure you are in cycles again. And now once we are here, we need to go in the bake section of this render properties panel. So we need to go look for bake, and there it is. And there it is, that's the button for baking. And we can also choose a different type of bake. So we can do combined, we can do just the ambient occlusion, we can just the normal, we can do just, all the different effects. But again, for this video, we're gonna use diffuse, which is basically the color layer. Now here, if you want to bake also the lights, the shadows, the direct lighting, the indirect lighting, and so on, you can do it. You can choose that, but remember that they're gonna influence the color. But I'm just gonna do just a couple of examples so you can see. And then you can choose if you wanna send this information to the color attribute, or to the active color attribute, or to the texture. Well, in this case, we wanna bake a texture, so we're gonna use the image texture, and you can also adjust a little bit the margins there, but that's not mandatory. So now the really important thing is that we need a texture. So if we go to add and go to image texture, we can get a texture from there, and this is going to be like an empty one. So we need to create a new texture where we can bake on. So we click on new, and again you can open also an existing texture if you want to bake on top of that. But if you want like just the thing that you're seeing right now, just the paint, we can create a new empty one. So I'm gonna just call this texture for baking, and that's gonna be the resolution right there. So in this case, doesn't matter how many polygons you have. The important things are the pixels, so the resolution. And then you click on bake, and that should do the work. You can see down there it's texture bake. You can see it's the process has been started, so I just need to wait for that to be finished. You can see it's at 1% right now. Usually it's not too long, so just wait. And there you go. Now we have the texture. So if I select it, we can see there a preview, but you can see it's pretty dark. And this is because I use the direct and indirect lighting, and I don't really have too many lights. Well, actually, there are no lights in this scene at the moment. So to have a better performance, you probably want to add some lighting. So if I place this, you can see now we can already see the yellow paint in there, but it's too dark. And again, this is because we don't have actual lights. We're only using HDRI environment lighting here. We don't actually have lights, so it didn't come up too bright. So I'm just gonna remake it. Let's get again the color attribute into the base color first of all, and then let's go again to bake. Let's select, and we're gonna override this texture right here because we already have it. We're just gonna override it. So you can see once the bake is finished now, I turned off the direct and indirect, important to turn off direct and indirect. I only left color, and you can see that now the yellow is visible, and you can see everything is working fine right now. And this is the texture right here in the texture paint tab. So we can continue now to paint directly on the texture. So it's kind of now using the both techniques. So first the vertex paint, then we bake the texture, and now we can use the texture paint. And let's go back now to shading, and we can also mix these two now because these are two separate textures. So if I want to play around with both of them, I can add an extra node, which is going to be a mix node. So look for a mix, and then I'm going to place it right here so that it like gets in the way and it connects everything. And then we need the other. So we can use two texture, and we can use different methods of mixing. So if you go here, you can change it, and just you can play around here. So now I can multiply, for example, using the multiply mixer. And be careful. You can also use a factor to decide which one of the A and B texture is gonna be more visible or less visible. And remember that in this case, we need to link the results to the base color. So that's the final result with the multiply mixer, and I think it's fine. I can see the two different paints that we did. Now, one final thing, if you want to save your image here that we created with the baking, you can go to the texture paint, for example, and go to image and go to save as. So you need to reach somewhere when you can save your image, and that's it. You just save it in your computer. So this will be all for this video guide. Again, if you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel, check the other video courses, other video guides in Blender. If you want to support us, please join the channel as a supporter. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next.